Mothra versus Queen Muto, made by Goji Center. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, it does show that some of it's already been watched, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of does that when I'm not really like paying attention, and it just like plays right after our video's done. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I have never seen this video, so yeah, I'm gonna react to it today. So Mothra versus Queen Muto. I think Mothra is gonna win. I don't know, Mothra, since they kind of downplay her in King of the Monsters. Yeah, Mothra. I mean, she was badass. Don't get me wrong, but She was not as badass as she should be. But yeah, so let's just get to watching.
This an epic battle. Today, the battle arena.
Shit.
This an epic battle featuring two of the most popular titans in the Monsterverse. On one end, a titan known
Cap.
for its benevolent nature, but one who will not hold back when it's time to fight. The one and only Mothra. The other, a female muto specimen who has seen death, blood, but most importantly, earned one of the highest status symbols within the species, only awarded to the veteran specimens. This is no ordinary muto. This is the Queen Muto. In this episode, we will go down to the
People really thought that was Muto Prime. That was not Muto Prime, guys. That was another Muto.
Get ready to witness this channel's first all-female fight to determine who is the ultimate queen of the monsters.
I still cannot believe the Muto is actually. I still can't believe there was another. When I first saw King of the Monsters, I was mind blown that another Muto was here. I was mind blown.
Pretty realistic physics, which is what I love about this game. If you're sold already,
Excuse me,
go
guys.
download the game via my link or use this QR code on the screen and use code TACTIME to get 50 Jason shards, an RPG, and 50,000 silver. Back to the game. Here you can customize your loadout to your liking and go out there and light these people up with the weapon of your choice. Or you could be like me and hop in a car and just squish them. It looks like fun here, but it's more fun when you're actually playing. There are many game modes to play, including Capture the Bag, Control, and Team Deathmatch. Some of these maps will even throw zombies at you. If you get good enough and want to further disrespect your enemies, this game gives you several ways to do just that. I know, it's great, isn't it? So if you don't want to miss out on all the fun and support the channel at the same time, you can find the QR download code right here, and the link is in the description. And make sure you use the code TACTIME to receive 50 Jason shards, an RPG, and 50,000 silver to get a massive head start in the game. I really enjoyed playing this, and so will you. Thanks to Tactical for supporting this channel, and now, let's get back to our battle face-off. In order to proportionately size up these monsters and simulate an accurate fight, we first need to understand their corporal builds and the first battle attribute, resistance. Mothra, or also known as Titanus Musura, is a massive winged kaiju who evolved from the Lepidopteran order of giant insects, more specifically, moths. For this battle, we will not be using the larval form. At first glance, this monster looks quite massive. But
Despite the fact that she's 50. Exactly.
Body is around a mere 52 feet in height.
That pissed me
Its
off.
wings, however,
Hold on.
cover a wingspan of over 803 feet.
One of the things that pissed me off about Mothra and King of the Monsters, she was 52 feet tall. That is nothing compared to Rodan, Kong, Rodan, Godzilla, Kong, Ghidorah, what's next? Muto Prime, Mechagodzilla. I mean, I think she could beat the other Mutos. Besides Muto Prime, I do think she could beat some of the ordinary. Hell, no. I just taking that back. Behemoth, yeah, not only just the ones I just mentioned, but Behemoth, Methuselah, Nazuki from Godzilla vs. Kong. What's next? Should I keep going on? Hell, even some of the Pacific Rim Kaiju can beat the Monster vs. Mothra. Look how small she was. If she was somewhere between 152 or even 200 feet tall, then maybe she'll be a force to be reckoned with. But no, instead, they nerfed Mothra. Yes, as much as I love King of the Monsters, that's one thing that kind of pissed me off. They nerfed Mothra.
Dwarfing the area coverage of its opponents. This creature's body was protected with a chitinous armor that covered its entire body, serving as a durable exoskeleton for a titan of this size. Similarly, the Queen Muto was also covered in an exoskeleton, but it's
honestly that they're gonna show Rodan there.
Species also contain an endoskeleton, further strengthening its body. But how big were these? We know that female Mutos measure approximately 300 feet in height, and there is no official mention that Queen Mutos are considerably larger than the standard female specimens. In this simulation,
and it's bigger than the male Mutos. I mean, just look at 2014.
Increasing its overall height to around 310 feet. So, which of these titans is better built to fight? Taking into account that there is a stark difference.
Look, the Queen Muto is 310 feet tall. Whereas Mothra is 52 feet tall. Not even 100 feet tall. Not even 152 feet tall. Just standard 52 feet tall. That's no. Like I said, when I do I said this before, but when I do my own version of the Monsterverse, trust me, there's gonna be a lot to change. There's gonna be lots of changes because sometimes there are times the Monsterverse does some shit that just piss me off.
Difference in the amount of mass that these creatures bring to this battle. The Queen Muto is seemingly built to be able to withstand more damage from its opponent. For this reason, in this round, the edge for resistance and overall build will go to the Queen Muto.
Do you know how embarrassing this is, Legendary?
Battle experience.
It's embarrassing that a fucking Muto can beat Mothra. Mothra. Out of all kaijus to nerf, why Mothra? Fuck. Jesus Christ. That's embarrassing that a fucking Muto can destroy Mothra. I mean, we don't know yet because he hasn't revealed the winner, but still. How embarrassing is that a fucking Muto can put up a better fight than Mothra? That just pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not mad at you, Goji Center. I'm mad at Legendary. Just for the record. So I don't want any of y'all saying that I'm just hating on Goji Center. I'm not hating on Goji Center. I'm just mad at Legendary. I'm mad at Legendary for kind of nerfing Mothra.
Jan, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
In this particular face-off, we will use battle experience as a fair indicator of these titans' level of battle intelligence. Note that both of these particular specimens are extremely battle-hardened.
Shit, I feel bad for Godzilla in that scene. Godzilla was getting jumped by the was getting jumped by the Mutos.
Yes, boom. Let's begin with Mothra. In the Monsterverse lore, it is explained that Mothra has a particular ability that singles it out from all other titans. Reincarnation. This is defined as the recurring process of coming back to a living state after death. But this doesn't end here. After Mothra resurrects, it will still hold the memories of the previous Mothra incarnations. All of them. Meaning that any battle experience picked up by every single Mothra in existence is now housed inside this current specimen. This is possible due to Mothra's habit of laying an egg before going out to fight other kaiju. If it dies, then the next Mothra will hatch. Going back in time, we see that Mothra has faced an array of titans before.
She better come back. All I'm gonna say is she better come back. And I'm assuming Destroy All Monsters is the next one. Considering that Legendary is like putting a lot of their budget right now. Considering that Legendary is focusing on the TV shows right now, the Godzilla one that's coming on Apple TV, which I still need to do a video about that. And they're kind of also focusing on that Monsterverse anime Kong Skull Island anime show, which is still happening, by the way. It's not canceled. But yeah, I'm assuming the next movie is Destroy All Monsters. there has to be whatever a reborn or another Mothra. I forgot what to say. Yeah.
Dora, and even the Kong species. This compilation of knowledge and experience gained throughout millions of years will be used against its opponent. But how does the Muto compare? Let's make something very clear. You don't just turn into a Queen Muto after winning one fight. This mark of superiority is earned with blood. It is mentioned that this particular...
Sorry for eating these chips, and sorry for pausing the video that much, but I just want to point this out. He said after one battle we win, even though we did not see it, because they kept fucking cutting away. They're not showing the monsters.
Muto specimen is very old and experienced. This is notable from the obvious markings.
Sorry guys, I
Muto
just love to
specimen.
eat these
This means
shit.
that
I
the
just love to
Muto
eat
has
these fucking
endure
chips.
A continuous amount of combat throughout its life. If you know anything about Mutos, these guys are particularly good at fighting Godzillas, arguably the most powerful Titan species in this franchise.
Hell yeah. The way the Mutos were beating down Godzilla in Godzilla 2014, it was so painful to watch, considering that I actually felt for Godzilla. That was probably, yeah, I actually felt for Godzilla in that scene. He was getting beat up by the Mutos. And on top of that, if you watch the brightened version, like if they brighten it up, yes, this is what I'm eating, by the way. Takis. But yeah, back on topic. I just love these Takis. I'm eating them while I'm watching this reaction, and I'm gonna probably do that for a lot of my future reactions. But yeah, so expect that. But anyway, back on topic. If you watch the brighter cut, you can tell that if you watch it brighter, you can see that the Mutos were actually making Godzilla bleed every time they stabbed him.
That said, it is obvious that both of these Titans are perhaps some of the most battle-hardened creatures in the Monsterverse. Both with plenty of opportunities to fight very dangerous kaiju, making this a draw in battle experience.
The way Mothra stabbed Rodan.
When it comes to locomotion, we will take into account how fast and how agile their movements
Oh,
are.
Mothra is faster. Mothra is faster. I'm gonna just say that right now.
When she joined the fight against Ghidorah and Rodan, her preferred method of locomotion is obviously flight. In 2019, Mothra joined the fight while airborne, rapidly flying past Ghidorah while avoiding any terrestrial melee combat. We can assume that Mothra will use this same...
Damn, look at these
as
animations.
it would not make any sense for Mothra and Muto to engage in an exclusively terrestrial encounter.
Holy shit.
Muto, on the other hand,
Sorry for
or
cursing a
all
lot, guys.
Mutos, for that matter, are limited to ground locomotion, even though they are technically capable of moving faster sporadically for short periods of time. This speed and ground maneuverability is practically useless against a Titan that can move on both the X and Y axes. In this battle, this attribute will be something Mothra will have to exploit.
I told you guys, Mothra is faster.
Therefore, Mothra takes the edge when it comes to locomotion. Overall strength.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think that
Particular face-off, strength will be the attribute to
I think that kind of goes. I think that goes to the Mutos. I'm not gonna lie to you, cause Mothra, if she goes up against a bigger Titan, I think Mothra is gonna lose, considering her size, and she wasn't really using her abilities that much in King of the Monsters. But yeah, I think the Mutos will win. And on top of that, the Mutos in Godzilla 2014, when they were beating up Godzilla, they were making him bleed. They were using force on him. They were pushing him to the ground. They were pushing him through buildings. I think the Mutos have better strength than Mothra.
Can kill the other, and how fast. Let's go back to the corporal comparison. We see here that in terms of body composition, the Queen Muto far outweighs Mothra in both external and internal
Exactly.
aspects.
Just look at the way the Mutos look compared to Mothra.
In King of the Monsters, we witnessed Mothra literally getting ragged other tall structures. After further observation, Mothra really never displayed any signs of physical pushback against Rodan, suggesting that against an even larger foe, Mothra would struggle to inflict significant shock damage to its opponent.
Like I said, if Mothra goes up and gets a bigger Titan, she'll lose.
Exceptionally strong. In 2014, we witnessed a smaller male muto specimen drag a Russian Typhoon-class submarine many miles inland. Based off of these feats, we can assume that the much larger specimens, let alone a queen muto, would be more than capable of inflicting killer blows backed up by this immense level of strength. Because this is a female, this particular sex in this species is much more bulkier than its male counterpart, making it obvious that for this combat attribute, the queen muto takes the edge in overall strength. Auxiliary weaponry. This
Weapons. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know which one wins.
This flying titan is equipped with weapons that can potentially handicap its opponents in two different ways. The first weapon that we will discuss is its silk attack ability. This is when Mothra spits a wide web out of its mouth, which is strong enough to
I think it could work on Rodan or the scroll colors. Hold on. I think it might work on Rodan or the skull crawlers or the male mutos, but I don't know if it's gonna work on the. I don't know if it's gonna work on the female mutos, Muto Prime, the Queen Muto, Godzilla, Kong, King Ghidorah, did I say Muto Prime? I think I did. Muto Prime. In case I didn't say it. Mechagodzilla, Behemoth, Medusa, Pacific Rim Kaijus. Yes, I keep bringing up Pacific Rim because I do think we will get that Pacific Rim crossover soon. I still think it's in the air.
Tangle even the largest of titans. But in order to use this weapon effectively, Mothra will have to come somewhat close to its opponent in order to successfully cover the titan with this silk. How strong is it? Silk is a natural
wait. I forgot. Wait. Never mind. I just take. It can work on bigger kaijus. Her silk attack can work on bigger kaiju. I forgot. Mothra's silk attack did make Ghidorah stay on the building. I forgot.
Which are produced inside certain insects such as silkworms and spiders. If you didn't know, silk is one of the strongest and most resistant materials in the world. According to some studies, it has been revealed that silk is proportionally 5 times stronger than steel. You heard that right. 5. Looking back on how Mothra
exactly that.
trapped 2 of Ghidorah's heads, we see that the only reason they were set free was thanks to Godzilla, who just destroyed the building altogether. Had Godzilla not intervened here, Ghidorah would have had a much harder time getting free. Mothra's abilities do not end here. These wings have the capability of glowing thanks to the natural phenomenon known as bioluminescence. These can glow in different color schemes, but the most powerful and damaging would be its God Ray ability. Beta wave light that is capable of blinding an opposing kaiju and dissipating strong winds in any direction, making this ability a highly disorienting tool for Mothra. All Muto species have a special ability commonly known as
EMP,
an electromagnetic pulse. This pulse is a disturbance that affects electrical circuitry and other energy transmitting elements.
Yeah, a lot of us know that the EMP, the Muto's EMP affected Godzilla's atomic breath. So yeah.
But will these affect Mothra's bioluminescence? To answer this, we need to know how this phenomenon works. In the real world, most, if not all, bioluminescent animals and bacteria are able to emit light thanks to an element known as luciferin. When this element reacts with oxygen, it produces light. This chemical reaction is what you see whenever a firefly glows in the dark. Similarly, this giant insect's bioluminescence is created in the same way, not by electrical means, but by chemical reactions, which in this case are immune to EMPs. Mothra's 2 abilities can 1. Handicap an opponent's limbs, and 2. Blind them. While the Muto's EMP is basically harmless to Mothra, giving her the edge for auxiliary weaponry.
Okay.
Melee weaponry. Both of these titans have similar weapons that are used in relatively the same way, but at different scales. Both Mothra and the Queen Muto have forward-facing limbs tipped with sharp spikes. Both have been seen to make lethal impacts to an opponent.
Yeah, the Mutos made Godzilla bleed and Mothra impaled Rodan. Yeah, imagine Mothra if she wasn't nerfed, thanks to her impaling Rodan. If Mothra wasn't nerfed, I bet you this, she would have made Ghidorah, Godzilla, Rodan, or not necessarily Godzilla, but Rodan, Ghidorah, even some of the other titans like Behemoth, Medusa, Skyla, Muto Queen. You get it? Because that's, yeah. She would have made them bleed too if she wasn't fucking nerfed. So, again, why did they nerf Mothra? I'm not gonna. Alright.
This case, draw blood when fighting the G-Man. But whose weapons are deadlier? By measuring the size of both of these weapons, we see that the Queen Muto not only has the bigger weapons, but also has the greater range, meaning that each impact will come packed.
That's what I mean by that's exactly what I mean when I say Mothra was too small. That's what I mean. So if she returns in the next movie, I know that's gonna retcon King of the Monsters, but still, make her bigger. Make her bigger. Make her weapons a lot more powerful. Give her more weapons. Give her more powers. Just do it. Do it. Realism's out the window anyway, so just do it.
Force to possibly even impale Mothra with a single strike. But Mothra doesn't just have sharp forelimbs. She also has a stinger. This retractable weapon is housed in this Titan's rear abdomen.
If she wasn't, I bet you this, if she wasn't too small, her stinger would probably worked on Ghidorah, Kong, Godzilla, Rodan. Like I keep saying, all of the Titans in the fucking Monsters. And on top of that, the Pacific Rim Kaijus, if they fucking do a crossover already. Fuck. Sorry, y'all, but I'm just saying.
Exposed, this stinger seemingly has the capability to pierce deep, as it was shown in King of the Monsters to effortlessly impale Rodan's chest.
That was actually a smart move. I'm not gonna lie. That was a smart move.
Any venomous agents, but even if it didn't, this thing is long enough to reach some of Muto's vital organs. That's if the Muto lets Mothra get close enough. But is this stinger enough to win the edge? The answer is found in these weapons' effectiveness. While Mothra can arguably inflict damaging blows to the Muto, it's only fair to acknowledge that a single impact of one of these massive Muto claws is more than enough to one-shot a small titan like Mothra. Whereas it will take more effort to use and deploy these weapons effectively against a much larger opponent. For this reason,
exactly. If Mothra was bigger, okay, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for sounding like a dick in this video, but it's just that I did not appreciate how Mothra was treated in King of the Monsters. I mean, yeah, she was treated like a queen, but at the same time, she could have been used a lot better. So, yeah. Again, if Mothra returns in a future movie, then maybe she will have the respect that she has. So yeah.
Edge when it comes to melee weaponry. X Factor. Earlier in this video, we discussed how Mothra lays eggs prior to going out and putting herself at risk and possibly dying. This makes it possible for her to come back to life along with her.
I mean, it's not. It's not just for Mothra. I mean, not just for Mothra. It's not just for any. It's not just for the Monsterverse Mothra. It's basically any incarnation of Mothra in the Showa version. Showa, Heisei, Millennium, Weira, basically the new era of Toho Godzilla. But yeah.
Previous memories and experience, but this has an additional effect to her fight methodology. It was mentioned by official sources that because Mothra is able to reincarnate, she has, over time, lost her fear of death. Meaning that Mothra will bear this in mind when fighting the Queen Muto. The idea of getting killed will not be daunting enough for Mothra to think twice before making a bold move. Mutos are animals instinctually driven to terraform the surrounding biome, breed, and look for radiation sources. Female Mutos' maternal instincts are more finely tuned since this species exists to reproduce. Meaning that if this Muto engages in combat during its reproductive stage, it will become even more aggressive, making fighting this Muto all the more dangerous.
Gabby, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I feel moisturized.
That's what it does.
You never know when winter's gonna rear its icy head, but with enough all-wheel drive-fueled courage, you can bravely go.
We are now ready to reveal who will be the winner of this fight. Mothra, with its light and agile build, wins the edge in locomotion and auxiliary weaponry. The Queen Muto, with her massive build, wins the edge in resistance, overall, and melee weaponry. Both
Guys,
of these titans are equal in the critical attribute of battle experience.
Come on, please, Mothra,
By
please, Mothra.
compiling all of our data, we determined that Mothra
Oh!
would be the
Mothra wins!
fight. But it can depend on a few things. Let us explain. Although the Queen Muto's stats looked as if she would win this fight, the attributes that
I'm
carried
not gonna lie to
her in
you.
this battle were these two: battle experience and locomotion. In close range, Mothra would not stand a chance against the Queen Muto, since we discussed that it would only take one blow to take down this smaller titan. So, how did it win? It does not take a genius to realize that facing a much larger titan head-on would get you killed. Mothra's approach to this battle would be obvious. Keep your distance and wait for the right moment to strike. It just so happens that Mothra is equipped with the tools to allow her to get up close and strike a lethal blow. First, Mothra's blinding God Ray ability would be used to disorient the Muto, of course, at a safe distance, allowing Mothra to be able to get close enough to repeatedly ensnare the Muto's limbs until they are practically motionless. After Muto's limbs aren't able to protect her any longer, Mothra would now find an opening on Muto's only vulnerable spot: its nice, flat, exposed head. And by using its limbs to grapple onto this giant beast, it will now place itself in a perfect position to insert its stinger close to its brain or brain stem, paralyzing and killing the Muto in an instant. The other unlikely scenario would involve Mothra haphazardly getting too close to the Queen Muto and getting one-shotted by those massive claws. But realistically, Mothra wouldn't be stupid enough to let that happen. Having said this, it is obvious that both of these titans are capable of killing each other, but the title of Queen isn't just earned by strength. It's earned by knowing how to use it. What do you think a battle between Queen Mothra and Queen Muto would look like? Do you agree with this?
Okay, so that was an epic video. Mothra actually wins. Okay, so I take back. I'm not gonna take back Mothra being nerfed, because she obviously was. But I'm surprised that she actually won. I mean, she's the queen of monsters. What do you expect? But yeah, that's all, guys. Anyway, so talk to you, Goji fans, later.